at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out, get laid a big smile, on handcuff our officers. Hold on, wait, I think they lost the script, we got some shooters.
Welcome everybody. Oh my, it's the Raw debut episode on Netflix. This is Unwelcome Your Thoughts, Off the Hip, January 6th episode of Monday Night Raw.
Hold on, wait, I think they lost the script, we got some shooters. Off the hip. Chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the
Oh yeah, we're activating. Are y'all ready? I said, are y'all ready? Come on, baby, we here. You want the song? And go get it right up there. QR code right above Razor, baby. Yes, sir. Man, it's only right. Like, it's been a new year. And I'm not saying new energy. We always got the energy. But it's only right for the debut episode. We turn things up today, man. Razor.
The day has finally arrived.
Yes.
And man, oh man, did they deliver.
Ooh. Not gonna lie to you. They sure did. Like, I want you to tell me how you feel, brother. Tell me how do you feel. What's the first feelings? We all talk about feelings. Shout out to Sam Robertson about the feelings. I want your feelings. How do you feel tonight, man?
You know, leading into it, I anticipated goosebumps, the usual stuff, but once we got that very beautiful intro, it felt different right away. From that video package to the layout of the venue, from the new ring to the Tron in the back. What do we call it now? It's just like the bottom screens or whatever from the whole Tron.
Yeah, it's basically the half.
I love it.
Tron. Yeah, I love it too.
It's basically is it. Am I wrong? But is it kind of like the same setup how they have for a Saturday main event?
It's that
Small,
a little
small
bit
aisle
of
and everything.
reminiscent, a little reminiscent of Backlash in Puerto Rico. Remember when they did that small, intimate set and done? I see they finally pulled the plug on it, and
And
this is no
even
means
even
small.
that beautiful red lighting in the background, which again I'm very curious is once we get other characters in the fold, will we see an abundance more of the coveted Fireflies? Because can
Mm.
you imagine that whole venue just all them chairs lit up on top of the Fireflies we normally see?
Yeah, and anybody that's in the chat in the community, if y'all ever been to the Intuit Center, if y'all can let us know if those are lights that are like implemented, they're part of the facility, or did WWE add that on? If anybody attended the show, if y'all out there, just let us know. Cause I think if WWE added them lights themselves, the level that they're going to deliver us this production, even having the colors in sync with the Intuit Arena. Like that, just having that red light, it gave me a different feel. Like, I'm gonna be honest, it really gave a different ambiance to the night. And again, I've said this to somebody I was chatting with the other day. When I go look back at that Attitude Era that we love so much, it was a very raw feeling to it. No pun intended. Like, everything was so in the beginning stages, lighting, cameras, production, the mats area, today, 2025. Chef's kiss. Everything they did was beautiful. I can't knock the layout, the setup, the ring. Let's talk about the ring. The black mat.
That's not all.
Talk about it. What's in the middle of it? I love what I saw in the middle of it. That big old Fortnite set. It just gives me hope. Imagine, I don't even play Fortnite as much as like maybe a year ago. But if I could I've downloaded, I've purchased the Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch characters in Fortnite. If they add more, they can expect some more of my money. Let's just say that.
I noticed two very interesting promos on there, and one that is no longer there. The Riyadh season that we've seen in most boxing events is planted on there. Another
Yes.
one is the new upstart beer made famous and endorsed by none other than Hulk Hogan.
American, yes.
But also, where's Prime Energy? Where's
Yeah.
the hydration station? Where did it go?
Was it featured on SmackDown? Not featured on Raw? Could it be maybe a PLE thing? We'll have to wait and see.
Just making an
But
observation.
nah, yeah. I like the fact that WWE wasn't scared to, pull the plug on changing the color of the mats. We seen the referee get new shirts, new colors to the shirts, new shirt designs.
I'll, if they start selling them rep shirts, I'm gonna have to get me one. I'm just saying that right now.
It's mean. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
It's pretty tough. You know what it reminds me of? Remember the ECW polos?
yep,
The had?
yep. Very reminiscent of that. It's giving me a MMA feel. It's giving me a UFC referee kind of vibe too as well.
Sanctioned referee.
Yes. I'm not mad at that shirt at all. The black and red for Raw is dope. I like how pictures leaked online and we kind of seen the white mat, but we didn't see the finished product. Dope to me. The way they started the show with the drapes, with the like, it was like the videos projected onto them drapes that showed the video package. I think it was appropriate because when I started watching wrestling, the only show to watch was Monday Night Raw, if not WCW on Saturdays. Nitro wasn't even a thing yet. Like, you know what I'm saying? And really, again, starting with all that history, seeing that, I'm just sitting back like, wow, this is lit. Even they showed us a few WrestleMania moments, whatever the case may be. I'm not mad at that. I just felt like this is the culmination of all these years into one video. Then we get the drop. Triple H dead in the middle of the ring. Beautiful. Triple H knows how to really do those kind of moments. We seen it with NXT when they came to Brooklyn. Like just those NXT takeover moments. Most PLEs he opens up. He gets it.
I'm not trying to stroke the man's ego because everyone there does it enough, but there's very few people in that organization throughout history that can own a crowd. He's one of the very few that commands the crowd.
Mm,
When he is there, it's well, you have one option: get a lot of appreciate him because he is in your presence. And when he speaks, we listen.
man. Triple H is basically bringing us in, ushering us into the Netflix era. Man, I thought it was like I honestly thought he was gonna be in the ring a little longer, but was shortly followed after. I see why.
We knew why.
We knew why. It was kind of they pump faked us too because they kind of gave like a different kind of Titantron lighting. Like it was like it went white for a second. Then you
Mhm.
hear the Rock's music. Oh baby, the final
Now
boss's music. Excuse me.
we had anticipated his arrival, but we were possibly thinking in a different capacity. We'll get to that. But it comes out, and again, the man's high fashion. I mean, I'm sure if he just draws something, Versace's going to stitch it up from right there on the spot,
Man,
using enough material for a full size mattress.
Rock came out there looking like money as always, smiling. I thought he was gonna be on total demon time. I thought he was gonna, give us
With
the
the
introduction.
comes with the People's Championship. He hands the championship to his daughters. Now, is this the first time we've seen them on TV?
I believe so for me.
I could be wrong. I think this might be it.
But it's also interesting because can't is that the last time? Remember, we spoke about many times. Oh, somebody should take the belt off the Rock. Is that the last time we've seen? Like, he gave the championship to his daughters. Like, should and that was a very how can you hate that kind of move, right? Like, if you're a father out there, if you're a fan of the Rock, that's like you love that moment. You love to see that. There's no way that you can hate that.
I'll
So
get
that's
to that in a sec. I'll get to that in a sec.
it's setting up. It could set up for something crazy. Yeah.
Again,
So
I'll get to that because of what we got later in this segment. But again, thankful for the crowd, kind of embracing that again, partially because of him. Let's be honest. This is what this company has become. They know it. He knows it. If he doesn't become the breakout megastar that he was, not in WWE but in Hollywood, this may never become a real thing.
yeah, I don't think nobody should argue that or can really argue that. Like, it's it's no
Uh,
discussion in my opinion. Like, that
and
man
much like I
paid
said
his
with Triple
dues
H,
way over.
like he knows that he commands the crowd, literally with the raise of an eyebrow.
Again, babyface Rock right there. Think you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at his demeanor tonight and I'm like, okay,
Which tells us this is not the final boss that we were seeing. We were just seeing The Rock. We were seeing the people's champion.
I could get into that because that's very much what I felt like I was seeing. I felt like I was seeing the version of The Rock before when Roman Reigns was still having the championship in terms of like after we'll get on to that later, but it was like that. You know what I'm saying for
Well,
me.
let's just say he's told the world he is the tribal chief. So again, and also I thought it was very interesting that Cole said they were listing his status as a chief in the Samoan hierarchy. So this, so are they telling the storyline? He is the elder. Like, what picture are they trying to paint right now?
I feel like what I took from it was in the wrestling world, they bestowed that for Roman Reigns, you the tribal chief, but in the some like you just said in the Samoan, he like Rock went out there to the highest and got
I,
blessed as the high chief.
I think they're telling us moving forward what the hierarchy in this is. You have the tribal chief, and then you have the title that The Rock has. But now the question is, who will supersede who? Could that be the story, or will the tribal chief abide by whatever The Rock says? Who knows?
And that's a very interesting point because I feel like for me, just as a watcher, I thought just based on The Rock's last appearance at Bad Blood, he did the signal 1, 2, 3, cut away. I thought he was gonna at least in that opening promo.
Let's rewind the clock a little bit further back to his promo when he had said he was going to go away for a while.
Mm, and the next time he appeared, him and Cody had things to resolve. Just to paraphrase.
So now, right now, this could just be him making us known with the pleasantries and kind of telling, hey, I'm here. Don't cross me again, or we will have
Mm.
problems. This is your one pass. And he could have told Roman the same thing. Again, Michael Cole with the paintbrush is going to tell one amazing story. I can only imagine what Heyman has up his sleeve right now these next few months with this current chapter. I don't even care about endings
Man.
anymore. I'm looking at this as chapters of the story because when it's all said and done, you're gonna need like a 30 for 30, like 5-parter just to cover about 80% of this.
Yeah.
You could make
Cause
this its own movie.
cause just to dissect the promo a little bit of where the Rock went with things, he was giving Cody Rhodes his flowers for them shedding blood with each other for the past year, which I thought was okay. He gave him some flowers. He looked over at him, had a joke, tell Mama Rhodes I said hello. Cody's laughing. It's not like he's taking this and you know what I mean? He also said he
But
was gonna acknowledge his cousin, Roman Reigns,
the tribal chief.
Chief. So again, he came in acknowledging these things. He also acknowledged the tribal combat match that's gonna happen. He said, "I'm gonna have eyes on this match." So after he says that, I'm for sure thinking, okay, he's gonna be involved in the outcome to some, or if not the outcome, when the conclusion of this match happens, he's gonna somebody's picking a side. That's what I thought. Am I wrong for thinking that?
I was thinking either that. I also got to thinking that is this way of saying he wants next to
Mm.
assert dominance.
Explain, elaborate. Let's go. Oh, just
The
leave me here. Don't,
family,
don't.
the think about it. Much like Cole saying, like the family lineage of it all. They by blood, fate has dubbed him the chief. The old elders are gone. The bloodline, the actual blood that flows through their veins, has decided that he is the chief. Therefore, he should be the holder of the Ulafala.
Mm. And
And
I
he's
want to
gonna
get to
tell
that.
them, "I'm big bro. I am the OG. I am your king. Hand
Oh
it
yeah.
over."
Honestly, let's get into the match because that was the next thing that followed after the Rock's promo. We get Solo Sikoa's entrance, and then we get the Tribal Chief's entrance.
With some new gear.
New gear, clean. The Kobe nines on his feet.
Tribal chief brought out the tribal drip. He
Mamba
said, "This
mentality.
Netflix. The big check done cashed in, boys. I'm going shopping." Imagine what Jay Uso gonna pull up in now. He really gonna act a fool.
I expected this to be a lengthy match. I didn't expect Solo to like they're really positioning Solo to really like what I feel like I'm digesting is he could stand with Roman in the ring. Cause
He
there's
earned it.
times, yeah, there's times in this past month and during their rivalry the past 2 3 months that he's been hanging in there. It take one Samoan
But
thumb to end
just
Roman.
look at the work he's put in the last 9 months. It's
Oh, I
insane.
respect it. Yeah, I
Like I said,
respect it.
he's arguably, aside from maybe Braun Breaker, the breakout guy of the year. Rookie of the year, Dan, one can probably argue.
They got to the weapons early on in this match, which I enjoyed to see that because we on Netflix now, right? Let's see what we can do different. What is it? What envelopes are y'all willing to push? And the weapon usage. Look,
I don't know that. I think Roman probably told him, "You better hold your own, or I'm really gonna snap you around."
yeah, Roman took a kendo to the head. I was surprised, like, oh, okay, maybe he didn't mean to catch, maybe try to get the shoulder or something. That shit caught him right on the nug, like, bow.
Mhm.
I'm like, I was like, that's good stuff right there, though. It makes for good television. Like, they had a hard hitting match. Roman was about to secure the victory, clean. Tamatunga.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
He came out and I'm
You
not
see
gonna
the way he was
lie.
dogging on Roman Reigns? Look at
Yeah,
him dead in the eye. Yeah, I did that. The fuck you gonna do about it?
I gotta.
I
I
look
was like,
forward to that matchup, that one-on-one down the road. I'm sorry.
once that happened,
Thomas been wanting this match for 10 years.
it kind of went down the route which like I had suspicion it would go down, which was the little interferences.
Real quick, I just got a flashback. So now that they're on Netflix and we saw what they were getting away with, I can imagine Tama recreating a promo from New Japan where he looks at the camera and just goes, "Who the fuck are you?"
Mm, it's definitely gonna be interesting. We seen like you spoke on it in the chat. They kind of censored The Rock when he said, "Let's fucking go" to Pat. But then the rest of the show, they was letting everything else fly. So
But again, that could he could have made that move right there on the spot, saying, "Hey, you told us whatever we want. What I say goes." Or and he probably called text them afterwards, green lighted, or you will hear from my lawyer in the next 10 minutes.
I think that was. I mean, I heard Bully and Tommy and them speaking about it. I think that might have been more of a WWE production rather than Netflix. I don't
But
see why Netflix will. I mean, they got mad content that involves cursing. Like they're not really.
I think it's kind of similar to McAfee's transition to ESPN, and by that meaning, in the first episodes, he tried to be respectful of ESPN and what they've done before they kind of came into the fold. Like, yeah, we get he wants to be more clean cut professional. We will do that to the best of our abilities. We will cut back on some of our verbiage just to be less of a headache to you with respects. And then that he kind of went away with that. Rock Prog chimed in saying, "Hey, yeah, we said we're gonna play nice, but guess what? What I say goes." Now, will that be for all of them? Who knows? Uh, if they're a little bit tighter lipped next week, it wouldn't really surprise me.
Yeah. I mean, I thought it was a banger start though to this show. To be honest, it was definitely a banger start. We get like back to the match and stuff. We get the Tamatonga interference that leads to Sammy Usos and Jimmy Uso. Notice how I said Sammy Uso. They come down to the ring and clear house. Jacob, hold on, let me not excuse me. I
I
kind of
was gonna say
skipped
Jacob
by.
was already in there.
Yeah, I skipped by. Yeah, I skipped by the fact that Jacob was there. It's kind of like I'm gonna be honest. He had like a weird moment in this match to me. To be honest, I don't know if it was just me. He kind of slipped over the table. He caught Roman with the uppercut, then pivoted, did the super kick,
Oh no,
and
no,
then he went.
that's one of those like he had a brain fart and said, "Fuck it, I'm swinging."
No, it was a great. Yeah, it was a great adjustment because he did look like he was about to fall over the
And
table
it
though.
looked like he might have just popped. He probably stood there like, "Oh shit, my bad."
And then we get to the Sami Zayn and Jimmy coming out. Once um Jacob hits that spectacular moonsault from the corner, the springboard moonsault, that's where we get the help. And after that, I'm sitting there like, okay, this might be it. This might be the only. I thought that was the only interferences. I didn't expect no Undertakers. No, we get Roman
But wait,
focused
there's
back on
more.
more. Right when you think Roman's locked in for the kill, the damn Kevin Owens, man. This damn Kevin
Out of
Owens.
out of nowhere.
I'm not gonna lie. This is just me being a fan, right? At that moment in time, I was stressed. I'm like, damn you, Kevin Owens. What are you doing, man? I was so heated. And then, I'm not gonna lie, what made me even more heated, I actually liked the stunner. Like, you see Roman, and then just get stunned, drop to the corner.
I was. I mean, given that it was match later on, I'm surprised Drew didn't already come out beforehand. Try to get a one up on him. To be honest,
Again, I want to see where Kevin Owens fits in this, but this is where last week I'm kind of jumping on board with your idea. You said Seth and Drew working together. Then Drew helped Kevin Owens on Friday attack Cody. So I'm like, do they add Kevin Owens to their little partnership, or let's screw over Roman Reigns party they got going on? And with the inclusion of Kevin Owens, and then Cody Rhodes once more saying he's done with helping Bloodline business, has no choice because it's Kevin Owens.
So his next fight now. Nick
Yeah, I
Aldis, get a
don't
new
go
doctor.
ahead. Yeah, cause you feel a way about that, so I think you need to like let us know how you feel about the non-selling of this package power driver he received. Like I don't
Who the fuck do you think he is, Tony Khan?
the neck brace for 1 week, not
His
even a week
gimmick
probably,
has to
right?
be a Tony Khan ripoff at this point. Suddenly he's healed.
Mm. I mean that. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I said this to you when they did the Kevin Owens leg injury thing with Cody. I'm not a fan of the fake in story injuries. It's either you have a real injury like when he had a torn pec, and I can believe that, but don't feed me this and then you're not gonna really like sell it. Like again, we talked about Nathan Frazier on NXT when he came out with the body tape after the like
This man would walk out with a half body cast if you let him. Maybe even a full body cast if you let him.
and then at that Cody not like I love Cody and all that. He not even moving like he's hurt though.
No.
So yeah, to see him have to be the one to run down and help Roman once again after continuity purposes, he said he's done helping him. Roman doesn't want no help from him. The last time we see any of that help, Rock came out, gave us the and just tonight, Netflix, we see Cody help Roman, whether it was indirectly wanting to or not. He helped flee the ring of Kevin Owens, which
You
then
know that's
allowed.
gonna play out in a couple weeks time. It may not
Oh
be next
hell
week.
yeah!
It may not be this Friday.
Oh, I'm waiting for it, baby. I am waiting for
Also,
it.
remember, what's the favor? That may not be till after the chamber.
I like how The Rock after the match. All right, so let's just get to the ending. Rome after Kevin Owens and Cody's fighting in the crowd. Roman notices this is his moment. This is when he can take advantage. Boom, we get the Superman punch, the spears, everything he needs to lay out Solo Sikoa to secure the victory for the coveted Ula Fowler. Lovely moment. I was out my seat. I was on my feet. You know what I'm saying? I was putting my ones up. It was just dope. I knew it. You see me type it in the chat. Final boss.
You know
Well,
Paul Heyman had a heart attack at some point during that match.
man, I love the imagery too of like they kind of lived up to it. Solo said, "Yo, Paul Heyman, you're gonna hold the Ula Fala because you mean this much to the family." Whatever he said to him in that promo, right? And then tonight, just the visual of Paul Heyman with that's how it reminds us how important he is to this whole thing too. You know what I'm saying? And I think we already know that. But again, since we're bringing in casual viewers, it's putting an emphasis on Paul Heyman's character once again.
Or to what I said a few minutes ago,
Hmm.
should The Rock try to pull rank, who's to say Paul Heyman won't just hand it over?
I mean, he
And
did
Paul
though.
Heyman,
He's right.
all Paul will say is, "I answer to the family. I answer to the chief."
In essence, he kind of did that tonight, right? See Paul Heyman about to put the Ulafala on Roman. Rock is like, let me get that. And with no hesitation, no resistance,
Mhm.
here you go, High Chief. So I'm with you on that. Paul Heyman is loyal to the family, and Rock is the elder. So I'm not. I wouldn't put it past Paul Heyman to, be on the side of Rock when it needs to come to be, if it has to be. But I also think, what if? Look, we've been speculating that Roman Reigns has shown heel tendencies, right? And what if the final boss lines up with Roman Reigns once again, and they're up throwing the one, the L with the ones, all of that once again.
So, are you saying that The Rock helps Roman and screws Cody? Is that what you're implying?
The Rock helps Roman and screws Cody.
Is that what you're getting at?
I don't know what's gonna happen with them because again, it seems like uh, on the Instagram live, on the Raw promo, he didn't have no smoke for Cody. This is why this is a very interesting couple of weeks to come because now we got to see during that ceremony later on in the show, there was a backstage segment. Paul Heyman is asking Roman Reigns, when can we celebrate you, my tribal chief? January 27th, Atlanta, Georgia.
The tribal chief is coming home. Like he told Cody, it's his city.
Also, while on that live, because right before this was crazy stuff happening while The Rock is live on Instagram. We have another segment which we're gonna get to because I don't want to just gloss over it like it was just a segment. But while something's happening live on WWE Raw, WWE and The Rock are live on Instagram. He announces he's gonna be on NXT New Year's Eve tomorrow. New Year's Evil, excuse me. And do you think we could see more of a landscape of his final boss character? But I think I'm with you with the he's rocking us to sleep. Like he's giving us the pleasantries, he's introducing us, and when the time is right, he gonna make them power boss moves. What you think is like that whole him showing up on NXT thing tomorrow? Like,
Well, again, NXT store has gotten very interesting, and I'm almost curious if now again I'd be all for this. Now this seems like an absolute long shot. Um, I think in a way the person taking the loss would still benefit from it because it's The Rock, but Eddie Thorpe and The Rock could be a very interesting matchup at a Stand and Deliver or even at a Mania.
mm,
Could you imagine the numbers that The Rock will pull in for an NXT PLE?
that'd be crazy. That'd be wild. I was surprised that he announced. I was surprised by the Rock's his whole appearance tonight. Again, after the match, just handing over the Ula Fowler, giving Rock that
What is our elder cooking?
he gave Roman that same handshake before they announced their WrestleMania match.
Right, and he's very cryptic.
And then Roman's kind of like he
Like what you doing?
very interesting moment. Again, like you said, I was waiting for a rock bottom or something.
But
He even held the rope for Roman Reigns on the way out.
everybody gets one, but you will never see his hand.
Before we move on, where do you think happens with Solo Sikoa and that bloodline? Remember, he always said if
Oh, this
he
isn't over.
loses, yeah, they have to acknowledge Roman Reigns. Remember, Solo said that to them a few months ago. The day I lose to Roman, and I lose the Ulafala to him, we have to acknowledge him. I feel he's gonna crash out. He ain't acknowledging nothing. But
Or maybe he never gets to and Jacob lays him out. Remember, losses have consequences. Can you imagine Jacob run loose with the gorillas, and that's how we bring in a Zilla or something like that?
I love you. Super kick.
And then it could change to I loved you.
Mm.
But again, just Jacob, Zilla, and the gorilla just running loose on SmackDown. That is the perfect mess for Roman to play Superman.
It was amazing. Like I thought, I don't know, maybe this match went on for 30, 35 minutes.
I thought it was fine
Yeah, it was amazing. What a way to
because,
open up the show. Like
and again, like I'm amazed with how far Solo has come this last year.
he's held his own in the ring. He's definitely, he hasn't touched any singles gold on the main roster yet, but it's like he's one of those. I feel like he's a main eventer. He's a heavyweight in my eyes. And I was thinking about that while he was having that match with Roman Reigns. Like I'm like, this is Jimmy and Jay's brother. Like he really came up, like and became a
And again,
single star.
if say Jacob lays him out, you could re-debut him at Mania. You could re-debut him at maybe Backlash, wherever they're at internationally, and he will be a babyface.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie too. The image of after Roman won tonight, I thought it was kind of like I don't know if I'm looking too much into it. Him and Paul Heyman were the only ones, and it was like remember Cody always told him you're gonna be a chief of no tribe, and it was just Roman and Paul Heyman throwing up the ones. Rock over there in the corner watching.
I thought that was very interesting
I
because I would
did
have swore they
too.
would have been out. They would have been back out as well,
Even after struggling to fend off the other bloodlines,
or even in that conference room with Roman and Paul later in the show,
they weren't in there.
in some capacity.
It kind of feels a little bit like Roman's going back to his old ways. But did he really never left them ways? I feel like we spoke on this. It's kind of like us as the fans, Sammy Uso, Jay Uso were requiring this apology from him, and he's kind of like yo, like. And I always felt like he was showing his love in different ways, but I feel like now that he got what he wanted, he's back into God mode. Like none of that shit really matters. Like
And you wonder why I said he's gonna run it back with Jay before Mania. Can you imagine both of them in the Elimination Chamber match, and they're the final two, or the final three? Roman's
now,
got to make a choice of who to take out.
I understand again, like what you said with the Jay and Drew stuff. I could kind of understand why they didn't come out like Jay didn't come out and Drew didn't interfere. But
Let me
yeah,
ask you this. So say it's an Elimination Chamber match. The final three are Roman, Jay, and Seth Rollins. Who's Roman sniping first?
I think he going after Seth.
I say it takes Jay.
Mm,
Take the easy target. He'll say take the easy target out first.
mm. If I'm a heel Roman Reigns, I'm spinning it right. Okay, I'm with you there, but I'm spinning it like, oh, you're equal to me, right? So I gotta take you out for you could take me out. If I'm a heel Roman, like you think you on this level, so I'm gonna treat you as such. Even though it's
Cause,
really to play to your point, like he's the easier
cause no,
target.
cause knowing Roman, he'll slip up and he'll accidentally call Jay light work, or he'll reference it, and Jay gonna be like, "What you mean by that?" And then Jay gonna crash out on him.
Man. Nonetheless, though, it was a fire start to tonight's Monday Night Raw. We get the next segment, John Cena. Man,
We just went right to it, didn't we?
go right into it, baby. Ain't no way to do it. Listen, this blue shirt that he got right now, I don't know what it is. That shit clean as fuck.
No, that's just because the where the Clippers play, each city's
Okay.
gonna have its own colorway.
Oof. That shit is hard, bro. Like I was like, nah. That blue for him, cause I was enjoying that red shirt that was out a few months ago. I'm like, okay, but that
This was that Clipper blue.
that shit was mean right there. We get John Cena coming to the ring, thanking us. We got the crowd thanking
Was
him.
he tugging at the strings?
Man, you know, telling us basically 17 would never happen.
Well,
And
not only
his
that, he's painting the story.
yup,
This he moved from basically the outskirts of Boston over here to Venice Beach to become a pro wrestler. Slept in
yup,
his
trained.
car. He trained
Hmm.
over here. He worked at the Gold's Gym, just trying to make a living out of here.
Taking us on that roller coaster, like you said,
He debuted as a prototype here. WrestleMania 21. He won his first championship here
and reminded us that this is the last time we're gonna see him in that building.
in that city.
Yes, you get all the crowd. We thanking him. Thank you, Cena.
And he was telling us that number 7 is never going to happen, and I'm okay with that. I've done enough. It's almost like he was hinting at he was going to be okay
But
with losing everyone on the way out.
but
That's what I thought
why?
he was getting to begin with.
But why? Right? Like you said, reminding us he's been on this losing streak. He hasn't won a match in how many days? 1,000, 2,000. Whew, he
A
has some
lot.
numbers on it. Yeah. So I like how he did paint that picture. Like, again, he didn't directly say what I said about the Royal Rumble, but he's like, "Bro, I gotta earn this. Like, I don't want nothing given to me. I can't just walk up in the main event at WrestleMania. And the only time we say never around here is when we never give up." I was like, man, I was Cena still got it. This dude he
he,
hitting.
he never lost it.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying? But it's like why you know what I'm saying? Ooh man, why not just stay around a little bit longer? But this is making for a beautiful run right here, to be honest. It's like again, aside from Sting's farewell tour, I haven't seen nothing in WWE that was close to like a Cinderella ending. Like we're literally saying this is the last year. Maybe I think what was the last one? The Flair shit when he was like, "Yeah, my last match, I'm gonna retire. The next match I
Yeah,
lose." It was something like that, and that's been quite some
he did
time.
it. Sean did it.
And again, we're not seeing oh the last oh the next match I lose, I'm gonna retire, but we're getting in that countdown, which is again unique. Like damn,
And Triple H wants to keep him as busy as possible. But I know he stated that it's gonna be 40 dates, but what are the chances of it maybe being a little bit more than that?
I think it's negotiable. If Cena's schedule permits it, it can be negotiable because I think it'll benefit his stock going into Hollywood also. Like this is already doing justice in numbers. Like
Now, call me crazy, but what's the probability of his ex fiance kind of trying to sweeten the pot? Maybe they
I,
both have a little mini run together, and they do right by this go around.
I thought it was interesting to see Nikki on Raw tonight.
Because hear me out. Could you imagine the mother of all intergender matches? John Cena, Nikki Bella, CM Punk, AJ Lee.
Crazy.
That alone could probably main event a Mania if you think if done properly.
Crazy.
Let me cook.
Man, like
Because
just what we
John
seen
Cena and one of
tonight.
his greatest rivals versus Nikki Bella and one of her greatest rival, essentially, aside from Paige.
I think like the excitement levels of seeing Cena on a whole nother level right now because we know it's his last go around. So again, I expect the crowds, the cities to be on their feet as we should, thanking Cena. We
He's
should be
on that
excited to
steamboat
see
can't
every
do wrong
prospect.
mode right now.
Yeah, like and again, I was telling y'all this on the last podcast that for me, I always viewed the Cena differently than everybody did. When they was in that, oh, Cena sucks, I kind of never agreed with that. I just was always like, damn. So it kind of ruined me like enjoying Cena because I knew at that time he wasn't trying to insert himself too much. He started to fall back from things and put himself in like the United States title run, trying to do things there instead of being on top where he should have been. But I understand the time, the want for different, the want for to see other superstars on top. I get it. But once again, this is why we should appreciate people. Like we starting to see it more in 2024 with the Randy Orton appreciation. Now Cena, like we gotta appreciate these guys.
Sheamus,
Sheamus, oh yeah, we gotta appreciate these
our
guys.
truth,
Yup,
even to a degree, Miz.
yeah. I was thinking that too, right as you said it. You gotta show some appreciation for what they've done instead of just try to like, nah, get out of here. Like you don't belong no more. You know, one for our sidebar that we got the sidebar quest, Omas making a resurgence. I mean, like, wait till he comes back and they find a way to incorporate him into WWE. And let's just say he might even come with one of those people from Noah over here. Like, I mean,
And for
well,
those that have been sleeping under a rock, in his debut match for Pro Wrestling Noah, your new GHC Heavyweight Tag Team Champion, alongside Jack Morris from Team 2000X.
I've been saying this, the feeling of a giant hasn't been there to me in a while. Like they've been doing it with Braun Strowman from time to time, but I mean like a real clean giant, like one that's gonna tower over everybody, and you can't just flip me around. You can't just take me out. And I think that's what they're doing with Omos. And if they even think about incorporating him back into WWE programming, I mean, right now is the time to be honest. So you know,
Well, you saw it. Japan didn't realize how big the son bitch was.
he looked massive out there.
Both competitors were barely at his waist, damn
The
near.
the fans looked so small. Like when he came out during
They
the
look like
Rampant,
children.
yes, I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
Like
he is that big.
again, tonight's episode was fire. We got Cena announcing he's gonna be in the Royal Rumble. You know what I'm saying? And again, like I said, he
He
doesn't
also
want
said
no
he's gonna be in the chamber,
chain money in the bank. He mentioned those are the
whatever.
paths.
So does this mean we're getting Money in the Bank before Mania,
I think he does what.
or just along the way is what he's referencing at? We don't know.
But that, oh, okay, you're right. No, no, you're right because he's referencing two things. He's referencing a route to WrestleMania main event and also 17. So if he doesn't check out at Mania, we can still get the 17.
Mm-hmm.
I like that you pointed that out for me. I like that. I like that because
The doctor is in the house.
and he's that good old Cena line. If you want some, come get some. That had me hype. I'm like, oh yeah, nah. I'm about to go play Raw versus SmackDown 2009. What?
It felt like 2005 and six all over again.
Bro, I'm
As a
about to
kid,
be.
I was going to run through a fucking brick wall for his ass.
Bro, I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like, to me, he was that dude.
There again, like
Like,
I said, the art of the promo. Kids, take notes. The Doctor of Thugonomics just laid a classic on you.
man, shortly after that, we see the Logan Paul promo on the screen. I thought it was dope because he's kind of doing his best to solidify as a character, as a WWE character. Like, yo, listen, I know y'all look at me like this. I'm coming here to work, man. I'm coming here to be a full-time wrestler, and I'm going to change the narrative of who I am. I think it's dope for him if he really, if
He's
that's
determined
him
to
going
get.
for.
See, I look at his current WWE run. Um, uh, now hear me out. Almost like the Shane McMahon, Vince McMahon, or father son relationship. All he wants is the approval of the universe, and he's willing to put his body through anything. He's put little do we know he's putting on classics with Roman Reigns, with Cody Rhodes. He's putting on wonderful moments like with Ricochet. He wants to do this for us, for our enjoyment, and he just saying, just please give me a chance.
Hmm.
All he wants is your love, damn it.
I mean, and it's tough because yeah, he is a troll, but his core audience loves him, right? Like the people that support Logan Paul, they love him. You came into the WWE world, they booed you, so they kind of had to pivot how you were as a character. And like you said, this the whole time he's been trying to do cool moves to show that he belongs, to get the pop from the crowd, to show us that he's deserving. And this him announcing he's going full time could lead very much into that. I don't know if he's intending to go face or not after this, but I did enjoy the promo for him. You know what I'm saying? It's like let's like that's what you want to see from a celebrity. Like I even wish that I didn't realistically see it for Bad
But
Bunny, but
but
when you see
also
these
it's like,
celebrities, you want to see them more.
but also even from certain part timers, like we've heard those before.
Right, right. That's what you got to wait and see kind of thing. We got to see how they really use him. He had the United States belt, only defended the thing like two times, three times. Like
So
so,
again, we're gonna see.
yeah, it's one of those things with him. The
But
moment.
again,
Hmm.
he's it's one of those things where he's so talented where I would like to see more of him because I want to see how he works with everybody else. He probably could do a full time schedule. It's just, is he going to commit to it?
Thought it was interesting too. A little sidebar thing that happened on Raw. We get Nick Aldis backstage with Bailey. Kathy Kelly was trying to get a word with Nick Aldis. They let us hear the audio finally of them talking. Right? Seems like we could hear a little bit of the transfer portal talk. I don't want to. I might be getting. Cause I'm just going
Maybe
off the
Bailey
file.
to Raw.
That's what I'm thinking. You know, her and Io could finally get that one off, and I always said I'm with seeing Bailey back with
When was the last
damage
time we were
control.
seeing Bailey versus Rhea?
But I'm glad you mentioned Rhea Ripley.
When was last time we were seeing Bailey versus Charlotte or Bailey versus Becky?
I'm glad you mentioned Rhea because that was the next match. Rhea and Liv for the women's championship, women's heavyweight championship. I said it a few weeks. I was like, this is a must win for Rhea Ripley right here. Like she has to walk out here. Like I don't understand.
Because of the transfer portal, I was okay with either or. Because say Liv would have won this match, I think Rhea versus Tiffany Stratton would have been a very interesting matchup leading into the Rumble, maybe even the Chamber.
Hmm.
So I was like, that could have had some legs.
It's just like, damn, it would have been crazy if the cap on that rivalry was really like Liv on top. Like she really just outdid Rhea. Like she out healed a heel, even though Rhea's baby face right now, but she was a heel in the Judgment Day. Like she was on timing, and I'm glad she got the victory tonight. You know what I'm saying? She picked up the victory right there, and I thought something was gonna happen, to be honest, and then it did, but it wasn't what I thought was gonna happen.
What were you thinking?
I thought we was gonna get a female come out behind her, like while she's standing at the ramp.
You were waiting for a Charlotte or Becky, huh?
Yeah,
I think we all were.
you think so? Okay.
I think we all kind of were. But again, the surprise was just as good. I'm not gonna lie.
We got the dead man at the conclusion of Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan's match. We had the dead man come out while Rhea's at the. She said, "I didn't expect this." She didn't expect it. You see the dead man come out with the American Badass. First, you hit a gong. The lights go out. The gong. American Badass shows up. I kind of like when he do that. I'm not gonna lie, cause for some reason he looks more stronger as the American Badass these days than like doing the dead man shit. I don't know. I don't know if like it's just his time away from the ring competition. He's more healthier now. But I'm like, okay,
What kind of cracks me up was when he first was American Badass. Folks kind of shouting it, but the older that he got, the more people kind of like fell in love with the character. So now that when we see it, it's a newfound appreciation for it
yeah, I can see that.
because it's him in his purest form as a civilian for the most part, just a
I think
guy
people
that loves
shitted on it
motorcycles.
though. His outfit was terrible when he first did it. I'm thinking about he had the denim vest and the denim jeans. Came
Yeah,
out, thought he was him, like fresh off just being the Undertaker. He just tried to force feed us that shit, like.
yeah.
Then when he kept it more natural, so was wearing the black gear and stuff with
Mhm.
the American Badass, just all red bandana on. Fuck it, the big wolf. What was he saying? The big wolf or something was his shit. Big like
Something like that.
yeah,
Big Evil, I think.
yeah, big evil. Yup. He was coming out with the black and red shit. Like, all right, bet. But that denim stuff, I was just like, yeah, nah, he's on some WWF 2000 shit right now. Like, this is just like a new millennium hitting.
Vince
Everybody,
Price, I told him, "Hal, what the hell is that?"
yo, bro, you remember they even put that shit in WrestleMania 2000? I think it
Uh,
was. That shit was horrible. I was like, nah,
and then we got the snakeskins.
man. But now it looked cool, especially if I don't know what was the. I'm gonna be honest. I really, it was cool to see Undertaker out there. I'm not trying to shit
This
on it.
this
I
was
don't even
just
like.
because.
Yeah, I would like to see something come out of it. Like maybe again, I said this before. If Undertaker drops some knowledge, even if it's behind the scenes to some of these characters on screen, like take them under the wing, there might be something for him there.
But cynical bastards like myself, we wanted that spot to be Buddy Murphy so bad.
Mm.
Maybe someday it'll happen. I don't know. That probably be the closest thing we get to like a Macho Man Miss Elizabeth moment.
I think Rhea Ripley winning also was a big pop of the night. So like we started off strong here. Like we started off with Roman Reigns, The Rock, the Tribal Combat. We started off with John Cena. At this point, now we got the women's match at a conclusion. I think that shit was really like, and then they announced to us midway through the show that okay, coming up we got the two final matches. So going into it, everybody thought like they're gonna have 4 hours. All these things are gonna happen. What's up, Amethyst? They thought all these things were gonna happen. And how'd you feel two matches in, halfway through the show?
I was having a good time, to be honest.
I felt it was the best
I was just
pacing.
long for. I'm just long for the vibe.
I felt like it was the best pacing that ever opened up a Monday Night Raw episode. 3 hour episode of any WWE. Not I'm not saying a PLE because we could argue that
Well,
WrestleMania whatever, but it
again,
had that feel.
it felt like I was watching the PLE, to be honest.
It had that feel. It had that feel. We get
Also, real
look.
quick, I know we
Mhm.
haven't gotten to this yet, but you notice anything different with the camera this go around?
The camera.
They were showing
Nah.
some new angles.
Okay. I
So
felt like
I've
I
re-
got this drone view where it was like they showed the top of whatever that Tritron was, then went under. I peeped that one.
so they've been they're going to experiment with almost more like a 360 view. So what used to be the hard cam side, we're going to be seeing that side
Mm,
as well as a set around like we saw earlier in the show when The Rock came down to meet Roman in the ring.
mm.
So we're going to see a
Hell
whole
yeah,
new
Amethyst.
spectrum of action shots now.
That was it right there. I'm not gonna lie. Roman Reigns winning, that was the highlight of the night. Um, and also the backstage segment that he had announced in the January 27th appearance. They walked into a room. When they closed the door, WWE 2K25 logo. Man, just on like a sidebar note, if they put Roman on the cover, give him a showcase mode, I'm gonna
Oh,
like,
you
yeah,
haven't heard of the alleged rumor of what it could be?
nah,
There's been a rumor that they may bring back the SmackDown versus Raw style of gameplay for it.
that'd be crazy. Oof,
Because
that'd be
I
amazing.
saw that surface about 4.5 days ago.
Amazing. I'm looking at it
Now,
right now. The official runtime for Raw, 3 hours, 3 minutes. My bad.
but
Just
could
had
you
to put that.
imagine just the title being WWE 2K25 SmackDown versus Raw,
I would love
or
it.
maybe a SmackDown versus Raw edition? Who knows?
I would love it. But I just need a showcase mode with Roman Reigns. Like, yeah, y'all could give me the NXT run too. Whatever the FCW, whatever it was.
All I ask
All
for
that.
is update the rankings regularly, please. Hopefully every 7 to 10 days. That'd be fair, right?
It should be. I don't know what all the superstars. When you go into the game, sometimes they say they're updating superstars, and I don't see nothing updated. I don't. I be trying to figure out like what in the world did y'all update? It ain't the rankings.
Their
They
current
still got the
hairstyle,
same
maybe. I don't
outfits.
know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like what? Like the dude sweat more or something? Like I don't know.
If
It'd
someone
be
got a
like
new tattoo, it's right there.
yeah, like right. It'd be some crazy stuff. Like, but we get to mention backstage. Another Nick. I said Nick Aldis. Did I say Nick Aldis earlier too? I meant to say Adam Pearce. If I did say Nick Aldis, pardon me. We get another Adam Pearce segment. Gable come down. He's talking to him. Wants the best luchador next week. I thought we was getting Penta tonight, but we getting it next week. I'm cool with it.
Again, we got to give Big Dog his own spotlight to shine.
Mm. Don't let it feel rushed. Ease it in. I'm cool with it. The next match,
Also,
well,
wasn't next week
yeah,
there was San Jose, correct?
yup.
San Jose, much like LA, a big Latin American crowd.
hmm The
I
next
will be
match
there this weekend for
it,
Battle in the Valley.
before we get into it, Travis Scott is legend. Legend Travis Scott is. They have his music play. I thought he was gonna get his concert going, but it's cool. It's already like the 10 o'clock time, Eastern time over here, and we see Travis Scott. He just lights a joint, gangster. I don't even think I've seen Snoop Dogg do that on WWE programming.
I thought that was wild.
Gangster. Then he comes out with Jay Uso.
And,
Jay Uso
but
music hits.
also Rock probably had the power move. Hey, whatever we want, right, guys? All right, thank you.
Man, I was like, nah, Travis Scott is lit for that. He came down the walkway, meaning through the crowd. He walked down the steps with Jay Uso on his way to the ring. He went all the way in the ring.
Now, I guarantee you, next time that they have Snoop Dogg on there, bet you $20 he will light one up in the middle of that ring.
Mm. I mean, he would have to. Like, Travis Scott did something that Snoop Dogg ain't do. I'm surprised.
Hey, Netflix.
Netflix, baby. Netflix. That shit was crazy. Jay Uso versus Drew McIntyre. That was our next match. How'd you feel about that match?
Worth it.
Now, I'm gonna be honest. I was like, I went into the match thinking, all right, how they gonna pull this one off in terms of like the night's been very electric. Okay, Jay Uso's entrance was electric, and we getting through the match, and I'm like, okay, these guys are kind of working. Like the
Uh,
pacing, Jay was really making us wait for certain things. The moment where he passes out right before the Claymore, I'm like, oh yeah, he rocking Drew to sleep. He gonna get him right there. And he did just that. As soon as Drew went for the Claymore, he rolled him up right there with the crucifix. I thought this match was better than what I gave it credit for in my mind. I thought Drew, he had after he beat Sami Zayn, he's like one down, four to go. This kind of put a little damper in that for Drew right there.
Also, real quick, this is the first time Jay
hmm
Uso has beaten Drew McIntyre 1-on-1.
It made Jay look strong in this match, even though he got out of there with a crucifix. He was holding his own. He kicked out of a Claymore. Like they were getting offense in, going back and forth. I was surprised when Jey Uso kicked out of the Claymore when it looked like he was gonna go for the spear, and then Drew just leveled him with that Claymore.
Well, remember, he is Roman's equal.
Mm.
Jay is determined to prove that with his own blood.
Nah, Jay definitely he held it down tonight with his performance. You know what I'm saying? I was happy with that. He picks up the victory. I don't know, like I can only imagine right now. Drew McIntyre is gonna go on crash out mode, and next week he's gonna just like something bad gonna happen to Jay. Like I feel like he's just gonna attack Jay, setting up another match between them. Maybe a Street Fighter son, or I mean, I know we getting a Street Fighter ready next week with Damian Priest and Finn Balor, but I don't know. I feel like do you think Jay and Drew's done right now? Like I feel like Jay might get another one over him possibly. I don't
It'll
know.
probably go back to Sammy, and then probably back to Jimmy. In all honesty, and then it'll
Uh,
just be a world. I see a world where it's Drew versus Jay and Roman, and they both got to try to take out Drew, similar to how you would need more than one, essentially, to take out a Jacob Fatu. Just certain guys, just you need more than one Titan.
man, I thought again. I have more suspicion. Like my predictions coming into Netflix where all of these matches were gonna chain into each other. I'm surprised that Jay and Drew had nothing to do with Roman and Solo, especially that match being a no disqualifications match. But that doesn't mean I'm disappointed nor wanted that to happen. I'm just surprised, like, okay, well, all the
It was
storyline that's going
refreshing.
on, yeah, like since Drew's on the heels of being mad at Roman, this is the time y'all both on the same show. But
So
I guess
maybe
the way
that'll
that things were booked,
maybe that picks up on the 27th.
maybe we gotta wait and see. We get into the main event time.
Already.
It's main event time. Seth Rollins comes out in his red gear. I felt like that
The
was
man knows
screaming.
how to pick an outfit. I'm not gonna lie.
What happened?
He sure has the way with picking outfits.
that screamed villain arc to me right there. I was like, okay, no bright colors. Maybe it's the Netflix rollout, where the red you on Netflix. But I was like, I and
To me, it screamed Queen of Hearts from Alice in Wonderland.
man, it was giving me Scarlet Witch vibes, fresh off of Marvel Rivals, her little outfit in there. I'm like, man,
And
but you
then
said it was just
the inside here
okay.
gave me almost like Deadpool vibes, damn near.
Yeah, man. CM Punk came out when he got that long sleeve warm up jacket on. I feel like he means business. I'm not gonna lie. Whenever he comes out with that before a match, he means business. Throughout the match, we see Seth Rollins kind of struggling with he doesn't want this match to be called off. He wants to inflict pain and do outside damage on
Like I said,
CM
this is
Punk.
a fight.
This is a fight.
It's
He's
over when
getting in
I
the
say it's over.
he's getting in the ref's face, let him know what his intentions are. That being said, I feel like that's throwing Seth a little bit off his game. Like there's been a lot of times throughout that match where he took his eye off the game. Yeah, he was still sharp. He was still on Punk, but again, they were trading moves throughout the match, trading offense. Seth Rollins wanted to prove a point. I think that's where he kind of came into this match and fucked up too. He wanted to show Punk that he could beat him with his move. He kept attempting to put him to sleep, and he did like what I'm saying. He hit what 2 or 3 go to sleeps on Punk.
Well, they showed the replay where he got him right in the center of the forehead,
Man,
and then
even
Punk
this
returned the favor with a couple curb stomps.
they were laying in their offense. Even like the suicide dive to the outside when Seth Rollins did it to Punk and he drove him right into the barricade. Like they were laying them in, and I think that made this match dope as hell.
We saw the buckle bomb today. We saw what the superplex Falcon Arrow. We haven't seen that in a while.
Right.
We saw everything but the damn Pepsi plunge from Punk.
Mhm. And like I thought this match was dope for it to be on the main event on Raw. I think they made the right call with this. It's just to me, it's interesting to see where everybody go. Everybody that had an outcome conclusion on Raw. That's the beauty of this Raw episode. It got me wanting more. I want to see what next week's episode holds. Whatever's their next set of interviews, whatever the next superstars have to say within the next coming weeks, I'm interested. Cause CM Punk got the victory over Seth Rollins.
Also, real quick, did you notice that it was that last GTS that busted Seth open?
Yeah, and shout out to them working that match. Cause I thought that was a dope sequence. How Punk hit the go to sleep and then Seth Rollins is dazed and just falls on his shoulders, setting up for another one basically. And like you said, that was the last one. Boom, we got to the 1, 2, 3. Also, Punk hit a curb stomp on Seth Rollins in the match too. So they were doing the like Rock and Austin thing a little bit, where they were just taking each other's specials and just going crazy. You know what I mean? Like I felt like as a kid growing up, you never really seen that. Like you might have seen Sean try to do a sharpshooter, but you never really seen Bret Hart go for a super kick like that. Like that wasn't really like you know what I mean. But you more seen it with Rock and Austin. The Austin doing a rock bottom, Rock doing a stunner. I feel like that's what started that even in video games. You weren't able to really
Well,
steal somebody's special.
Cena
You know
and
what I'm
Punk
saying?
did it.
Yeah.
I think that might be the only other one of memory.
So it was dope to see that kind of like. I mean, we seen Roman Reigns do the crossroads at Mania and try to beat him with it, but this one felt like, nah, they're going back and forth. Like, I'm trying to really beat you with your own finisher.
Trying
That's
to
what
take
that
you
felt like.
out.
Yeah, like, that's what that felt like. And they both have not similar moves, but moves that can neutralize you and put you to sleep. Like, go to sleep or put you out in a curb stomp or put your
There's
lights out.
some medium to high impact,
Yeah, like those those
just the
two.
shot to the dome.
Yeah, they intended to put you out right there, those two moves. So there's really no reason to try to take the other man's finisher other than disrespect and show that I could beat you with your own move. Like, and again, that's why I think Seth Rollins fucked up because he went down that route first of we seen him do the thing where Cena usually catches somebody and puts them on the shoulders. Seth Rollins did one of those. I was like, okay, but that was it. That was the 3 hours of Raw. Like, I thought it was fire. I don't think they could have added nothing more. It ended at 3 hours and 3 minutes. Pacing was fire. Now, if I go by reports, and I'm talking about what Triple H said on the interviews regarding Netflix, I might have expected things to run a little bit longer,
So
or
I
certain
don't know
things
about
not to get
you,
cut.
but I only buffered once, and that was in like the first like 10 minutes. After that, I was fine.
Nah, my shit didn't. It was a clean watch the whole time.
Okay, so one itty bitty baby hiccup. So I'm sure that was probably very rare. So
Yeah.
they they probably learned from the Jake Paul stuff and said no, we'll pay for the extra internet.
The part that kind of confused me is the use of commercials. I would have thought that because they had the leniency of ending at whatever time they want basically. I understand that the ads is revenue. I get that part, but does it still have to feel formatted like it's TV where we're cut into a commercial break in the middle of a match? That's if I had to nitpick something, that'd be it. I was disappointed that I had to go to a commercial break in the main event match.
It was something.
That was it. Cause again, we spoke about this. I'd prefer to see more WWE related commercials than just some random ass commercial. Like some of them were related to the brands that they had. I seen a lot of Snickers commercials.
So would you rather have it how UFC does it, where it's just like random ad breaks here and there, or where they're just like
They
just
used to do that on Peacock. Remember, the program would be back shortly. Whenever they were on PLE, sometimes it'll say that. Um, I just also felt like I get that they're doing a lot in terms of okay, we want our social media presence. That Rock segment, him leaving, could have been in place of one of those commercials, just to give us a different vibe. That was just my opinion. Like it was just like again, it felt like we're not on television no more. Why it feels like this is Raw on USA still, with a higher, with a bigger like okay, we're on Netflix, so it got, but it's still formatted like TV.
well, I got a very simple answer because they're still paying for it. They're willing to pay for it.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. That's the part. Ads equal money, you know. But man, I would at least appreciate the picture in picture if possible.
I'm sure all the talent got a very lucrative bonus for today's episode just off of those commercials.
Man. But again, that'd be the only thing, and it's not to sound like I'm complaining. It was just if I had to point anything out on what I expected from the move to Netflix, I didn't think we'll get commercial during matches, and again, the amount of commercials. It was like, okay, so this is why things are cut. Okay, and it is what it is. Like 3 hour episode of Raw, 4 matches. Now those 4 matches were fucking phenomenal, but if you ask me what my expectations were, I wasn't let down. They were just different. Okay, it set the tone. I seen Bully Ray had um made a tweet that the flag has been set. You know what I'm saying? The flag has been planted. And that's what this episode gave me. This is like a okay, it's a mixture of an introduction to newer fans, an homage to the classic fans, a reminder to returning fans. That's what tonight was, and it was done well to me. It's just again hearing all the 4 hour talk. I didn't know what to expect. You know what I mean? How to plan the evening if it's gonna be going to midnight, so whatever the case may be. And like, what's your overall thoughts about just the whole? I know, I think we could share the same sentiment that it was a fucking exciting evening. You feel like there's anything else you want to like dig into regarding the Netflix debut? Like, this they first Raw.
We'll see how next week pans out.
Mm. Let's take a look at the comments. You said Roman did a post Raw. Yeah, I seen that. I was surprised he stood that long. You know what I mean? But again, promotion, the Raw, Netflix on YouTube,
Oh, that's what I
WWE on
wanted to ask
YouTube.
you. So, is Test Tour working Mondays and Fridays now,
I mean, maybe this could have been a special thing because
or or yeah, or is this just for just today only?
yeah, I think this was a just today thing.
Are
I
the
was
press conferences
surprised.
going to be a weekly thing?
I don't think so.
I mean, how long was Raw Talk a thing after Raw?
I felt like that ran for like an hour. Triple H was. I gotta go back and watch what they were saying because Triple H was out there talking for a minute. So I don't know if he said anything newsworthy or not, but yeah, it's a lot of. Also, I thought tonight. I could be wrong with this statement, but I thought tonight was gonna leave me with some like I thought we planted the seeds for Friday. I feel like it's just like a wait and see kind of moment. Like nothing today leads me to believe that is related to Friday.
Well, there is one thing.
Kevin and Cody.
Okay, two things.
Okay, thought you was going there.
That and again, what happens with Solo?
Yeah, but I'm expecting now the way that Roman said the ceremony. I think it was obvious he was going to Raw, but I think that kind of solidifies more him being a Raw guy now. Like Paul Heyman asked him, "When's your next appearance?" January 27th. That's a Raw date. He could have chose a SmackDown date.
Maybe that referencing his next Raw appearance, and then do a
Could
SmackDown.
be. Could be. That's where he chooses to hold his ceremony at, though. So I'm only assuming that Roman feel, he's not gonna show up to SmackDown. There's really no need to.
No, yeah, yeah, because again, you still got 3 weeks for the Rumble, so
hmm January 27th also will be a few days before the Rumble.
right.
That's what I'm saying. I don't know. Do we expect to see Roman in the next coming week? It wouldn't even be like it's not even that bad. Like how many weeks is it until 1, 2, 3 weeks? 2 full weeks and then that Monday. Next Monday will be January 13th. The following Monday will be January 20th. And then that third Monday will be January 27th. I think
Yep.
we're fine. I think we're fine if he doesn't show up to SmackDown. I think Solo does what Solo does, keeps calling him out like he's been doing
Or
when
like I
Roman
said,
wasn't around.
maybe Jacob blaze him out.
Do we see the final boss introduce a bloodline member into NXT tomorrow? Like instead of I know you
Lance,
proposed, huh, Lance?
see Lance debut finally.
Because I know you mentioned the Eddie Thorpe thing. Like maybe instead of The Rock facing him, maybe The Rock sends a future
Since Lance
bloodline
maybe.
member. Yeah.
Yeah, we shall see.
Definitely some shit is gonna be cooking up, man. Like
But once again, NXT finds a way to become must-see television.
that's how I feel, and with this, I feel like Roman's gonna end up ignoring Solo because there's a lot of times where Solo was like Roman wanted the Ula follow. He got there's really no point in like you know what he gotta go out there and prove anything to Solo for. Jacob going to turn on Solo. That's what we were speaking about, Amethyst. I don't know if you were in here, but Razor had mentioned losses have consequences. I shared that sentiment for quite some time now. I've been waiting to see when does Jacob feel that way. It'll be Solo and Jacob at Mania. I wouldn't be mad at that.
You might have something there.
Yeah, because that'll be Jacob's first WrestleMania match. Solo wrestled
Or or
Cena
or or,
at
or can
Mania.
or can you imagine them two having a match? And say Backlash is back in Leon. We saw how loud they got last year. But again, time will tell with those two. But yeah, those are probably the only two big matches for SmackDown, or the only two noteworthy stories.
Hmm.
And now it's just, are we going to hear people declare for the Rumble, or what are we going to do with that? Or we're just going to just wait and see?
I would prefer if they like held their horses on, like obviously Cena gets announced, he's in the Rumble, but anybody else that's having a promo, do not make the mistake from last year, please, of announcing entrance and then, or even from this year's King of the Ring, Money in the Bank, and
Don't.
then we gotta have qualified. Don't, yeah, just let's leave it there where it was. Let's leave it there, please. Just either like demand it, like make it cool. I want to see cool segments. Like what happened to them fun moments where
The
backstage
only
they
one that's allowed to do a qual for anything is R-Truth. He's
like
the only one.
I want to see the segments where they picking their numbers out that the bingo the bingo roller, like you know what I'm saying, the little lottery spinner. Like come on, can we get one on? I I don't like that the little qualified matches. I think bro, like we know who the top talent is and who belongs in the matches. Like you know what I'm saying? Like come on.
We know who make the best moments.
Yeah, just you know what I'm saying? It's a matter of what number are there gonna be, not what fucking entrant. Like I used to like those moments where they used to keep it a secret. He play it off like then you don't see the motherfucker till like number 17 or something. He pump faked it, had
Or more famously, Eddie taking Ric Flair's number and his wallet.
mm-hmm. Like come on. Moments. But I guess that does it right there for the debut episode of WWE on Raw on Netflix. Like that right there to me was how you debut. If you're gonna end up on a streaming service, that's how you make a debut. That's how you make an impact, make a
Flawless.
statement. Flawless. Got a 3 hours. Them 3 hours felt effortless. It felt watchable, easy to watch, unlike years prior. So I'm digging this format. I wanted to hear Roman say acknowledge me tonight. I'm screaming. We're gonna hear it soon. We're gonna hear it soon.
January 27th.
January 27th.
In his city.
Mm, mm. Georgia. Ooh-wee.
It's only appropriate we hear Atlanta, Georgia. Acknowledge me.
Dope. But yeah, chat. Stay locked in with us. Hit that QR code. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take you to this track right there we're about to release. Bow. Boom. WWE. Raw on Netflix. Unwelcome your thoughts. Off the the hip.
Chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out the arena, big smile on, handcuffed by officers.
You better go there, Amethyst. Better go. Better get them tickets. I seen they gonna come back to New York City in March. That's after Mania though, so I don't know. We shall see.
I said they got the privilege of the go home show. I'm scared of them prices.
Nah. I think that's March. The March one, I think that's before Mania. I don't know why I thought it was May. Yeah, that March one, I might have to go to that March one. Appreciate you, Amethyst, anytime.
Chilling at the head of the table where the bosses sit, stunning everything in sight, whether it's in the bloodline or corporate. Walk me out the arena, big smile on, handcuffed by officers.
Hold on, wait.
I think they lost a square. We got some shooters.
Bow.
It's off the hip.
Ooh wee. Bow. It's off the hip. The shooters.